Hi everyone, welcome back. We continue on this list and today we are going to learn about divide function. This function is very similar to the multiply function which we have learned before. Maybe you can watch that video before starting to this one. This is very similarly just taking two input arrays, two images we can say. It's just dividing source 1 by source 2. It's just calculating the result element by element, source 1 and source 2, and correspondingly it's giving the output in the destination output array. And it's also taking two extra elements, extra parameter we can say. This is the first one is the scale, which is similar to the multiply one. It's just scaling the output, or we can say also it's just scaling the each inputs. So in some cases maybe you can need this. And also extra is just taking destination type, which you can specify the destination output. Maybe also after checking multiply function you can understand more clearly the advantage of the destination type, because in some cases the unsigned char is being the inputs and output is not calculated correctly. So output you need the float type in some cases for a good result. So you need to specify that. Maybe we can check this in the code part more clearly. And default is -1, which is equal to the type is gonna be equal to source 2, which is specified in here. Where is that? If -1, destination will have the same type, the same depth with the source 2. Okay. And this overloaded function, which is just taking one input array. So it is gonna be divided by the scale. I mean, the scale is gonna be divided by source 2 elements, we can also say oppositely. And it's gonna give the result in the destination image. And also type is in here again. And let's switch to the code part and understand more clearly. And this code from the previous video, which is related to add weighted function, maybe we can use the same example, I mean the same elements, same maths for this function, which is the input 1, 3 by 3, unsigned char, one channel image, one channel matrix we can say, and I assign just random numbers. Similarly to the input 2, I also assign the different kind of values to the pixels. And we can remove this one and we can add the new function, which is divide function. We can start from the second function, which is the second because this is overloaded, so we can maybe start from the simple one, which is the second one. The scale, let's start with 2 maybe. I want to divide 2 by the elements of input 1, let's say, and destination is gonna be out, and I don't want to specify the type, so it's gonna take the same type with this one, which is unsigned char. Okay, these are my elements. Let's see how its results looks like. Okay, this is my output, this is my input. For this one I'm not using the second one. Okay, so the 12 why becoming 0, because there is one more, just assume there is one more window here and all of its elements 2. Why 2? Because we are specified here the constant value in here 2. So this means you need to assume one more image. All of the image pixel values is equal to 2. So 2 divided by 12 is 0 point something. Since this is unsigned char, the result is 0. And similarly, if you check for add all, and 2 divided by 3, 0 point, which is bigger than 0.5, so it's just rounding to the 1. Yeah, the others also 0. And this is the first thing, the first example. But if you make this maybe 20, and let's see how the output changing here. Input 1, we don't need this. So now in this assumed image we have 20, all of the pixels. 20 divided by 12, 1 point something, which is rounded to 2, and 20 divided by 6, 3, 44 divided by, 20 divided by 44, 0 point something, which is smaller than 0.5, so it's rounded to 0, and similarly goes like that. And yeah, also in here we are already writing to the console. So if I want to specify my output type, which is, let's say, to float type. Yeah, if I specified the output float, and let's see how the result is changing. Now, of course, since this is float type, I'm not able to see my output in the 𝚜𝚊, but in here you see the exact values in the double, in the float types here. So yeah, if you need accuracy, it's gonna give you if you specify the output type accordingly. Okay, and now we can check the first overloaded one. First one, input 1, and let's switch to the first one, and the second, input 2, and destination is gonna be my output. Currently, let's see the result in this with these parameters. Okay, so input 1, input 2, 12 divided by 9 is equal to 1, 44 divided by 34 is equal to 1. The others, since the smaller than the others, is mostly 0, and yeah, okay, 10 divided by 5 divided by 35. What if I specify my scale as 2, and maybe it's gonna be better, input 1, because since the input 2 number seems higher than the first one. Okay, let's see the result. This is my output and this is my input. The scale, now you will see that 12 divided by 9, you see in here, sorry, the opposite one. 9 divided by 12 is 0 point something, which is bigger than 0.5, is rounded to the 1, scaled by 2 is equal to 2. 16 divided by 6, which is almost 2 point something, but again it's considering the float type, so it's scaled with the 2, which is rounded to the 5. Yeah, and the scale, as I said again, is just scaling similar to the multiply function. You can think differently also, to maybe scale the first one, scale the second one, then divide, you are gonna get the same result. Okay, and I'm not talking about the destination type, since we talked with the other overloaded one. And I'm done for this video. See you in the next videos.